Welcome and thank you for joining us this Sunday morning. Next Gen Up is a nonprofit with a mission of educating the next generation about personal finance. And joining me now is the president of Next Gen Up, Clarence Brockett, the founder and CEO of Brockett Financial Services, and the first in his family to go to and graduate college. Thanks for being here this morning. Really appreciate it. I have to ask you first, what inspired you to found Next Gen Up and make this happen?
So just in general, we have been, myself and my partner Sean, we have been doing financial literacy courses for the adults forever. But more so, we know that adults know what they need to do in life, right? Because of social media, and everything else.
We get an idea anyway, right?
Yes, get an idea. But more so, the kids were the big inspiration because it's like telling the kids something about financial literacy and letting them understand it because they already do it. They get money, they spend it. They let friends borrow money, and the friends owe them, and now they have, somewhat of problems. So they are understanding the financial things that they are doing, but more so letting them have the insight. Hey, this is how you set yourself up for the future. Because in school and within our school districts, they don't teach financial literacy that much. So our kids are very interested regarding everything that we're teaching them right now.
Yeah, beyond like maybe balancing a checkbook, they don't really teach you anything in school.
It's a lot. They don't even teach you how to, write a check.
Right.
So the kids now, of having them do those type of things and those type of experiences, they are into it. Some of the kids right now, they work at my lounge. So they have a job, they understand the finances. I talk to them about everything, especially, if you have this amount of money, save about 50% of your money. You don't have any bills right now. So understanding that factor and then their parents seeing them save money, it's a blessing right now.
I'm sure the parents consider it a blessing too, yes. Let's talk about the big picture and about the steps you can take as a young person to go towards building some generational wealth.
So more so, I say the most factor that is very, very important is three. At the age of 18 through 20, you want to make sure that you accomplish these three things. You want to make sure you get life insurance, right? That's just protecting the foundation. If anything happens to you, your parents don't benefit from your life, right? That's just the general factor. The second is, having a savings account. And third is starting to build your credit. Because the essential things that you're going to need as an adult, you're going to need credit to purchase a car. You're going to need a good savings account to know how much you have within your budget to purchase a house. So these are the three factors as a young adult to make sure that you get these things in order through the ages 18 through 20.
And tell me what we're looking at here, the video. This is one of the meetings or one of the classes?
So this video here, what we typically do is that we have a lot of entrepreneurs in Palm Beach. And we go through segments and talk about different, our upbringing. We have myself, financial literacy. We have Frankie, who deals with a lot with the community. Georgette, that does she does real estate, and a lot of lawyers, Imani, everyone. So we all are from the upbringing of West Palm Beach. But we have these talks about, how to develop yourself as a person, the things that you went through as a person, to make sure that people understand the upbringing, where you come from to where you are now.
What are you telling the next generation about credit, getting it, and how to handle it?
So first thing I always tell them, stay within your budget. Just because you're approved for this amount don't mean that you need to spend this amount. So you have to have a set goals of what you want to do with your credit. Myself, I always, set myself up correctly. Don't use that much of my credit limit, but more so I use credit to make money. So as everybody always know me, they know Clarence is the word of a hustler. He's going to make things happen. So I use my credit to, get my restaurant, my lounge. I use my credit to get the best interest rate on the cars that I do have, and also to purchase my home. So just budgeting, that's the number one thing.
So to be clear though, getting credit is not just about being able to buy things.
Correct.
Which is what, we all I can get credit, I can get money, free money, that's not free, to buy something. But this is actually about using credit to build your wealth.
Correct. So the typical mindset of what, a lot of people have is just getting the best credit score. But the credit is also an asset. Because what typically you can do is that for individuals that are paying rent, you can pay your rent with your credit cards. But on the back end, if you pay your credit card off by the statement date, and if you have a credit card that gives you cash back, now once you go ahead and you pay that credit card off, you get the cash back. It's either points or it's dollars. You could typically have those dollars deposited within your account, and now you can use your cash back funds to go ahead and purchase stocks, to start learning about, okay, this is how I build passive income without using my money. So that's typically the mindset where we try to, educate a lot of people is to make the credit make money. Don't just have the best credit, but make the credit make money. And then that falls in line with the business credit, the business funding, business lines of credit as well.
Let's talk about other things, other steps that young people can take, or frankly anybody, to build their financial wealth for the future?
So I would say it starts off at home, and I would tell a lot of parents that are probably watching this is that give your kid a budget towards an allowance to let them understand that factor. Once they understand that factor, assign them as an authorized user on their credit cards so that they gain that credibility. So when they turn 18, 20, and they want to go purchase something, they have a credit history. So as they are building that, as a parent, you'll see that they're managing the money, have them apply for their own credit card, and keep building and keep building and keep building them. Let them know the tiers of credit cards that they can apply for, not knowing that they can just go ahead and get approved for a Capital One secured card to start their future off, or even go get a secured card with Navy Federal. So as they're building that, then they go ahead and apply for the bigger credit cards, and learn about the tiers of going ahead. Hey, I have a charge card with Amex. It's essentially not my credit limit, but it's a very good card, and the points within Amex can help me pay for other things as well.
All right, well, listen, you are providing a valuable service, and it's something that I'm sure young people will appreciate now, but even more down the road.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. It's getting there for sure.
All right. Hey, Clarence Brockett of Next Gen Up, thanks again for joining us this morning and sharing your knowledge. Next, we go on the record about investing in real estate.
Our world changes quickly. We're here making sure you are connected and informed.
Each night at 6, get trusted reporting with context of the day's biggest developments.
Breaking stories from hometowns throughout Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast.
From in-depth investigations holding the powerful accountable.
To money-saving solutions. Stay one step ahead of severe weather with forecasts guaranteed most accurate.
It's your day's playlist of what's happening right now. Watch WPBF 25 News at 6. Black Friday's extended one final week at Bayer's. Last chance to shop. Unbelievable savings on all the latest styles and last-minute holiday deals. It's the final week to save on top-selling brands and customer favorites. And get it all now with special financing available. Bigger bargains, massive price cuts, top-selling selections. One final week. Black Friday is extended, but it all ends soon. Where? Bayer's.
What else can Medicare do? Can it offer you a Medicare Advantage plan with health solutions that help you save? It can, with No Compromise Medicare from Florida Blue. Our plans offer many ways to save with $0 premiums and $0 copays on hundreds of drugs, and vision benefits that include allowances for eyeglasses. Plus, plans with rich dental benefits that cover much more than cleanings and x-rays. Call today for one-on-one help finding the right Florida Blue Medicare plan for you. And learn about our plans with dollars to spend on everyday health items. We also have plans with the freedom to choose any doctor who accepts Medicare. And you don't need a referral to see a specialist. Start getting the benefits you've come to expect and a whole lot more with No Compromise Medicare from Florida Blue. Call 1-866-440-9104 today. Don't wait. Enrollment ends December 7th.
Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach is overstocked with new Kias arriving daily. So now is the best time to save thousands on your new Kia. Shop one of the area's largest selections of new Kias, including hybrids and the fully electric EV6. Make no payments until 2024. Have a trade? Get up to $6,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade. And if you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, we want to approve your credit. Only at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
You're watching On the Record on WPBF 25.
Now let's welcome Georgette Laguerre, board member with Next Gen Up, who also owns and operates Gigi Buys Florida. Yes. This is Gigi. She's here to talk about real estate investing. And first of all, let's just explain what this is, because this isn't just buying yourself an apartment or a home.
Correct.
This is investing in real estate
Yes.
to make more money.
Yes.
So explain the concept and how you got into it.
So ideally, I pretty much flip contracts. So I get contracts, I find distressed sellers, whether it be in foreclosure, probate, behind on their taxes. And I say, hey, I'm interested in purchasing your house. And they tell me yes. Instead of me purchasing it with little to no money, I sell it to an investor for a profit, which is called an assignment fee. And the way I got into it, my partner, which is my boyfriend, he actually taught me the real estate game. So
Just so we are clear, because some people may not have ever heard of this, where do you find distressed sellers? I don't want you to give away secrets, but at the same time, where are you finding these
So
folks?
you can go to your tax collector office and get the tax delinquent list. Probates, you get them every month. And with foreclosures, every week it's typically updated. So you get the foreclosures for Palm Beach County, and you literally just call the sellers, whether they're delinquent, they want to go through a loan modification, whatever it may be.
Let's compare this a little bit because it may be new to a lot of people out there. Doing this kind of investing as opposed to traditional investing or just saving, this is a different concept to build your wealth.
It is, but you build your wealth extremely fast. Because I started January 4th of 2020. I bought my first property in July of 2020, and I quit my job November 29th of 2020. And this is actually my third year celebrating full-time entrepreneur.
Let me just say first, congratulations.
Thank you.
'Cause that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Do you have advice to people on how to make that first purchase of a property for real estate investment?
I would say to save up, of course, find someone that's a mentor, whether it be someone that's been in the business longer than you, someone you've been following on social media, vet them. And with doing that, you can go the hard money lender route. You can go through.
What's that?
Hard money lender is private equity funding. So with doing it like that, you pretty much don't have to put it essentially on your credit. So you got a lender, they give you the funds, you purchase the house, and then you're pretty much just paying interest. So if you're trying to build up your credit, you can refinance out of the property and then of course borrow against the house.
It sounds so great. At the same time, not everybody can do it, and I'm sure there are pitfalls. What are some possible problems you may want to look out for?
I would say probably the biggest problem is some people may not stay consistent with it because it is time consuming. But as far as anyone can get involved in it, it does not take that much money. You don't have to have a real estate license to do wholesaling. And of course, you just have to go and, straightforward.
You mentioned that word, wholesale real estate
Wholesale
investing.
real estate, yes.
Let's talk more about that and how it's different and what it means.
So wholesale real estate is essentially you're flipping contracts. You find a
Which you
distressed
talked
property,
about, that's what
correct?
you're
You
doing.
find the property, sell it to an investor, you make a profit, which is called assignment fees.
Right.
And then from there, as a traditional realtor, you have to find a buyer, you deal with a seller, you either have a listing, you have a buying agent, you're a buyer's agent, I'm sorry. And then from there, you just keep going forward.
And let's talk more about finding these people who want to make a
Yes.
deal. How you go about that, because I'm sure it isn't just going down the list. You've got to have some sense of where the better deals are.
Well, I have all of the zip codes for Palm Beach County that most investors tend to purchase, and then I just call them. So I use a skip tracing site. I call them up, and I'm pretty much like, hey, this is Gigi, looking to see if you're interested in selling your house. They either tell me no. If they tell me yes, I set it up an appointment, and I go and take a look at the property.
Now, the name of your company is Gigi Buys Florida.
Correct.
Do people find you at this stage? You've been in this about 3 years now, very
Yes.
successful, obviously.
yes.
How do they find you?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram at Gigi Buys Florida. That's G-E Buys Florida. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, even on YouTube, Gigi Buys Florida or GNC Show.
You're on YouTube too?
I am on YouTube.
All right, now let's talk about some of the, how big can this get for somebody like you who's 3 years in, managed to quit your job, which I
Yeah.
know a lot of people hear that on a
Yeah.
Sunday morning and go, quit my job, and they're very excited about it. But how can you build this and how big can you get?
Well, honestly, I'm in general contractor school now, so that's how big it's getting for me because I essentially want to buy land and build from the ground up. So my overall goal is to have like a tiny community, with affordable housing. And then from there, I could just go to different counties and just build.
And give me an idea again now, what are you able to say what you were doing before you were in this
Oh,
business?
I was actually working at Best Buy. I was a sales associate for appliances.
So where did you get the spark to do this? I know you mentioned that your boyfriend was doing it. Is that the catalyst? And did you immediately say, I can do this and change my life?
So he was the catalyst, but I was, of course, tired of being overworked and underpaid. And from there, I was like, okay, let me just give real estate a shot. And surprisingly, I got my first deal in 2 weeks, and he was like, yeah, this is for you. And from there, I've been on go.
Now, you are a great success story, obviously, in
Thank
these
you.
3 years. At the same time, I'm sure you want to point out, it's clear that you're a hard worker. This is
Yes.
not for somebody who wants to just kind of dabble in it. They're not going to have the kind of success that you've been able
No,
to
you have
achieve.
to be dedicated. If you don't work, you don't eat. So I would say that is very, very huge. But I wanted to have like freedom. I wanted to wake up, if I want to go to the spa today, I can go to the spa. If I wanted to work, I can work. So that's essentially what you have to be really dedicated to when it comes to doing wholesale real estate or flipping properties.
Last question, that would be how much time are you putting in a week? I mean, you were obviously working probably 40 hours or something at
Yes,
Best Buy.
I was. And I was doing this at the same time
Wow.
as working Best Buy. So I would go to work, get off probably like at 6:30, and from like 8 o'clock in the evening to like 2 in the morning, I was literally prospecting, looking for sellers. And while I was at work, I was literally in between customers calling like, hey, I'm interested in buying your house. And I would take my lunch break to go look at the properties. Once I get them under contract, that's how I have my profit.
And the dedication paid off.
Yes,
It's Gigi Buys Florida.
that is correct.
We won't forget it. Bridget Laguerre, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And next we explore buying life insurance and your best choice for a policy. It all depends on your personal situation. We'll be right back.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We do the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
Most accurate, most trusted. When weather turns extreme, count on Chris.
For once in my life, I can live my full potential with simply standing by me.
For once I can say I have a plan I can rely on. As long as I know I'm with Simply, I will shine on.
Simply Healthcare is the plan you can count on to live the best years of your life. We offer benefits like a Part B giveback, comprehensive dental, and more. The choice is simple. It's simply all about you. Call us today.
For the best brands at the best prices, shop Vero Beach Outlets, off Route 60 west of 95, exit 147 in Vero Beach.
A family room without family is just a room. But when there's space for everyone, it becomes the heart of the home. Nobody knows that better than Rooms to Go. It's why we've teamed up to create living room solutions for everyday life. Whether you need a place to relax, recharge, or watch your favorite show with the whole family, you'll find Our show's on. Come check it all out. It's Drew and Jonathan for Rooms to Go.
Oxygen patients, we'd like to help you expand your comfort zone with Freestyle Comfort Portable Oxygen Concentrator. It's the only portable with Smart O2 delivery to optimize oxygen delivery no matter your activity level. It's proven to outperform other leading devices. Get the maximum oxygen to keep you active and energetic. Expand your comfort zone today. Call 877-989-9807 for your free information kit.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We do the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
Welcome back. Joining us now, Sean Boone, Vice President of Next Gen Up and the CEO and founder of Boone Financial Careers. And we're talking about life insurance, which, Sean, you say is the easiest way to actually transfer wealth.
100% the easiest way to transfer wealth. That's what a lot of the wealthy, the rich have done to keep the inheritance going by transferring wealth through life insurance, because you get a tax-free check when a loved one passes away. So I believe it's the most important financial vehicle that anyone should have a part of their portfolio. Because it's going to ease a lot of the burden, it's going to ease a lot of the stress that families feel when that time comes, because, you know, a lot of people raise GoFundMes and have to, you know, fundraise to bury a loved one when you have multi-million, trillion-dollar companies that are willing to provide you a tax-free check.
How did you discover this? How did you become involved in gaining knowledge about life insurance?
Yeah, so I had I went to NC State, and I had an NC State booster alumni. Me and him wound up connecting, and he owns an insurance marketing organization. So he took me up under his wing and taught me, you know, the ropes that he had been learning 23 years and what he's built. and how he's built a massive amount of wealth for his family. And so, you know, me being around him and all what he's built throughout the company, I was like in love with it. Because my mom worked at State Farm as well, but I didn't know.
Wow, so it took somebody else, it wasn't your mom. It always works that way. Let's talk about the different kinds of insurance, starting with group insurance provided by your employer. A lot of us have it, but that's not the only coverage you should really have necessarily, right?
Right. It's good to take advantage of the benefit that the job offers. That's what we want to do, right? We want to take advantage of that. However, the employer owns and controls it, right? So you want to get something in place for your personal self that you own and control, that your family, like no matter if you leave the job or you stay on the job, wherever you go, you move to another state, you can take this with you and your family doesn't have to worry about it.
Right, and it's not locked into the employer of the moment, if you will. So many people transition to other careers, go to other companies. So let's talk about these kinds of insurance policies in terms of life, starting with term life, which obviously is for a limited time.
Right. Yep. So I like to say it's temporary, right? Temporary. So they have term insurance that starts at 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. So what happens is I like to look at it as, you know, if you don't have a big budget, you just need to get something in place. You just bought a house, you got a 30-year mortgage. So you get a 30-year term to cover the 30-year mortgage in the event whoever's the breadwinner in the household, if one passes away, well, you lose 50%. You lose that income. So now it buys you time having this plan in place to figure out what you want to do with the house, whether you want to sell it, if you want to stay in it. It provides you that grace period.
But term life isn't necessarily for everybody. There are other alternatives.
100%.
Let's talk about some of the other ones that people may or may not know much about. Whole life, et cetera, all the different types of insurance. Yeah,
so you have whole life insurance, you have universal life insurance, and you have index universal life insurance. So starting with whole life insurance it's been around for years now. So whole life, it lasts you, it's permanent coverage. It lasts you your whole life, and it comes with a cash accumulation account, which means your money can earn interest on a fixed interest every single year. So like you have a savings account, right? If you put money in a savings account, what does the bank give you? Like 0.0001% on your money. You're just sitting it there. However, you can use insurance, you get 2 to 3% on it. So, or you just get it in place that you pass away, you know, you have something to fall back on. You never have to worry about, you know, like term insurance, it's gonna expire after that term, right? So whole life, you don't have to go back into getting more insurance.
I want to skip ahead to index. You mentioned that. That may be something some people say, what is that?
Yeah, okay. So index universal life insurance is more of the, I like to call it a boosted savings account that comes with life insurance, to where the insurance companies, they say, hey, what we can do is we'll give you a max of 12% and a minimum of 0. So if the market, so your money doesn't work your money's not in the market, it works alongside the market. So if the market goes up, you earn a certain amount of interest. If the market goes down, like a COVID 2008, 2001, right, and the market tanked, well, you lose nothing. So you protect your principal. And so now you have the life insurance as well. As your money is growing and earning interest, now you can kind of create your own bank at a compound interest at a faster level, that you can borrow from it, you can loan from it to go do different investments and different things like that. And now you have your own bank.
And that's why you are Sean Boone of Sean Boone Financial Careers. That's great. Thank you for going on the record with us today.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
Here's what Floridians are saying about StormSmart custom hurricane protection.
We can't tell you how perfect the installation is. We were over the moon pleased. The hurricane shades on our lanai are so functional and beautiful.
They block incoming rain and sun and allow me to see out.
The next hurricane season will find us very well prepared.
We will absolutely endorse Storm Smart.
Call 866-60-SMART and start designing your custom Storm Smart screens and high-impact windows today.
Southeast Pools and Spas is having our end-of-year clearance, and you don't want to miss it. We're making room for 2024 models and offering incredible deals on all remaining 2023 hot tubs and swim spas. We're slashing prices with savings up to 50% off. Visit our showroom in West Palm Beach or Port St. Lucie and be amazed at our large selection of quality American-made hot tubs or swim spas, ready for immediate delivery. As always, financing is available.
Black Friday's extended one final week at Bears. Last chance to shop. Unbelievable savings on all the latest styles and last-minute holiday deals. It's the final week to save on top-selling brands and customer favorites. And get it all now with special financing available. Bigger bargains, massive price cuts, top-selling selections. One final week. Black Friday is extended, but it all ends soon. Where? Bears.
When you're injured, you want more. More service, more lawyers, more resources. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. And like me, they love more. Yeah, could use a little more. And unlike Christmas, which you only get to celebrate for maybe 2 months a year, they have over 4,000 support staff working 24/7 all year long.
When you're injured, you deserve more. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Save inside BrandsMart USA with hot holiday deals. Shop a huge selection of great gifts and upgrade your appliances. This Amana washer dryer pair is only $699.98. This Samsung stainless steel refrigerator is a low $1399.99. Or take home a new small kitchen appliance. This espresso cappuccino and latte maker is $34.99. Save with hot holiday deals at BrandsMart USA.
The news you need in Lake Worth Beach. WPBF 25 News Mornings.
Thank you for making us part of your morning. As always, we encourage you to be part of our discussion every Sunday morning starting at 10 o'clock. Until the next time, you can watch this episode and every episode on our website, WPBF.com, and on our free WPBF 25 News app. Matter of fact, with Sullivan O'Brien is next. So we have a great day. See you again next Sunday.